Yes guys, welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102 player profile time, and you can see today's choice right in front of you. For me, he falls under the category as a great centre half, particularly for the Italian national team, Allesendro Nesta. Now, what I've done is I've fired up my usual player profile save, which of course is into season 11, so a good 10 years into the history of any players that I choose. So we will start with CM credentials first, Allesendro Nesta. The biggest downfall about him on CM is it's almost impossible to get him unless you A, start as Lazio, or B, probably start as Man United, because reputation-wise, Man United and Roma are probably the only two teams that could get him. But Roma being in Italy makes it very difficult. So, and it's very rare. You've got to catch him at the right moment that he might be a little bit unhappy for whatever reason. But other than that, it's very difficult to get him. So 10 seasons in, and okay, so let's have a look at his bans for the last 10 years, or yellow card disciplinary. He's got an aggression I read of 15 or 16. Not too bad in 10 years. I don't think that's too bad whatsoever. We'll do his injuries. Injuries have been very, very good indeed. 10 years, you know, nothing serious whatsoever. Injury prone, 9 surprisingly. And of course, as far as his history is concerned, right, so we start in 0102. And there you see, look how persistently in form he is. I mean, he's never really been out. I mean, 07-08 he had only 34 games, but that's still a good selection of games. 32 and 1 sub. 2008, 2009, 7-7-2. He's been absolutely superb. His worst season, I think by far, was last season, and that was 44 games. He had more games than ever, and 7-0. But then even so far this season for Lens, that's obviously a Bosman move. He's 7-4-4 in 9 games. He's absolutely superb. He really is. Oh, he's got a release clause. 120 caps for Italy within the CM career. He still looks a real fucking monster. I mean, in my opinion, again, I always stress this is my opinion, the 3 most important attributes for a central defender is tackling, positioning and marking. And it's 20-20-20 there. Then not to mention all the other good attributes he's got to support that. I mean, pace of 12 at the age of 35 is pretty decent. Passing is good. Jumping is good. Heading is good. So he's a unit. Determination and decisions, balance and anticipation is very, very good indeed. He, in my opinion, for CM wise, he's that rock central defender alongside Cannavaro. You'd have Maldini at left back, or even in a three-man defence. Absolute rock, absolute beast of a player. So let's talk about then Allesendro Nesta as a real player, because most of what I've got to say about him is very positive. I've got a couple of little bit of so I changed the way I did my notes when I'm looking at players, and that is I did them on a notepad. So it saves me fucking a bit old-fashioned, don't I? So Nesta is 47 years of age, and Nesta, for me, there's certain players in football that I believe deserve that move, or deserved a move or of some kind. Thierry Henry was one. I always felt he deserved a move. David De Gea, not that I'm sure what's happened to him in real life, but I felt he always deserved a move. He fucking carried Man United, in my opinion. Nesta falls into that category. He started at the age of like 7 years of age at Lazio. Lazio took him on. I've got that wrong. It wasn't 7 years of age at all. It was 9 years of age. Lazio took him on as a youth, and then in 1993 he signed a professional contract with Lazio and was there for 9 years. Of course, that's where he starts in CM until 2002. 190 odd games to his name. So, for me, 2002, he deserved the move, and he got it. Now, 2002, who were the biggest team in Italy? Probably, I'd say Roma, Juventus maybe, Milan maybe. He got his move to AC Milan in 2002. Bit of a rivalry, I would say. That surprises me. But I suppose it's no different than someone like Ashley Cole leaving Arsenal to go to Chelsea, I guess. I suppose that's even worse. AC Milan, he was there for 10 years, 224 appearances. So again, you know, he's very, very loyal. Now, where it went wrong, in my opinion, is he should have called it quits at 2012. I've done so many player profiles, and you see some players who then go to this club, that, and it fucks me off, right? And this weren't as bad as some, but I just think, you know, because he did so well loyalty-wise, it's a shame. However, 2012, he left and went to Montreal Impact, who are a Canadian team. I never even knew they existed. And I certainly didn't know that Nesta went there. So he went and there for, according to my research, 2 years or 2 seasons, and amassed 31 appearances. That weren't the end of it, because in 2014, now this did fuck me off, he left, or he moved to, apologies if I don't pronounce this correctly, but he moved to Chennaiyin Football Club, an Indian professional club. And what fucks me off, right, is I remember that we went through that phase, didn't we, where all the money was circulating in India. Do you remember we had it with, we got it with Saudi Arabia, we've had it with China, we had it with Australia, and we had it with India. And the reason I always take it a little bit personally is because you get all these players, even back then, and I'm going to give you an example in a minute, back then, people try to justify their move to the Saudi Arabian League or the whatever league, and they want to make it into the top 5. And I always remember, right, do you remember that fucking second-rate Championship player, Michael Chorper? He went to India as well, and I'm like, oh, you fucking bellend. And then it came to light that he had Indian ancestors of some kind. Like, don't give a shit, he's a prick. So, and he had 3 games, Nesta, there. He had 3 games, so he weren't even there for long. And it's just a pension move, and it fucks me off. But, do you know what? That was it. In total, 450 odd games. Broke into the Italy under-21s in 95. 96 made his senior debut. For 10 years, he amassed 78 caps for his country. Absolutely brilliant. In terms of managerial, and this was interesting because I didn't know this either. His first managerial post was 2015, where he took over Miami FC. Now, Miami FC, I didn't even know they existed because we've got into Miami, and I didn't know we had anything related to it. But apparently we did. And he was there for 2 years. 1 year later, so I didn't have any info for him from 17 to 18. So 1 year later, after he finished at Miami, I don't know what he did. Maybe he signed on. He was in charge of Perugia for a year. A year later, he left for Frosinone. Frosinone, is that how you pronounce it? For 2 years in Italy. And then, again, in 2021, I don't know why he left Frosinone, but he was absent for 2 years. So probably signing on again. They probably still had his claim open at the job centre. He then took over Reggiana at the start of 2023, where he is currently still the manager of. So now I believe he won the World Cup, didn't he? I'm sure. I don't know when his last cap for Italy was in 2006. I didn't bother checking that. Italy won the World Cup in 2006, didn't they? I'm not sure what his last cap was. I hope it was, because I think he would deserve it. So that is Allesendro Nesta, guys. If I've missed anything, got anything wrong, do feel free to shout it. I'm not perfect. Well, until next time from me, guys, take it easy.